Hello everyone, I am Liana with Music Academy International Inc. I am a classical pianist and welcome to my channel, the best channel on the internet, not yet, but it's a very good one, okay? And yes, we're having almost 1,000 subscribers. Thank you so much for following me and supporting me. If you are new here, again, welcome. And today we're gonna chat. It's not a news channel, so today we're gonna chat about the skill of being a teacher and what exactly means to be a teacher. I want to be very clear when you look for a teacher what you could look for it. It's a subject that it's a little sensitive maybe, but this is my opinion and my personal experience in learning to be a teacher, So just starting with the beginning, with one phrase that maybe a lot of people, they don't quite get it, You can be the best performer pianist in the world and not be able to teach. Yes, so you can be, piano, dedication for piano and for practicing, it's a lifetime, when you are an active performer, concert pianist, performer all the time, you really don't have time to teach, and you really don't have that much time to develop the skill of teaching. Right now, if you're not a good pianist, right? You're just an okay pianist, right? Now, to be a good teacher, again, it takes time to develop the skill of teaching, right? But if you are not a high-level pianist or high level, right? It's very hard for you to become a very good teacher. You could just teach to a certain level, like elementary, and it's like exactly being a teacher of elementary school, mid school, high school, and then college, right? There are teachers that are very good at the college level, and they really cannot do it at the elementary level. They just can't. So right now I'm going to talk a little bit about my experience. So when I came into United States, it was a really hard transition, very different, very hard transition for me, because I was not a good teacher. I was performing back there a lot, and I did taught very little, right? So I'm coming here, nobody knew me as a pianist per se, so needed to make an income, I start teaching. And I'm telling you, I was pulling my hair out because I didn't know how to break it down. And it was not only the language, that's another subject, but not subject because I was trained do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do, not C, D, F, G, and other problem. But the process of breaking it down and get those little 5 fingers in one position with the kids of 6 or 7 years old, I'm telling you, it just was hard. It was hard. I still have a friend of mine, a violinist. She is around 45 or so years old, and then she plays in Philharmonic Orchestra, and she is having few students, and she's saying, "Oh my God, Liana, how can you teach 6 hours a day? Because I am exhausted after 2 hours of teaching. I would prefer to practice 8 hours at the violin than to teach 2 hours. It's exhausting." And that's how I felt for initially on my journey to become a teacher. So you gotta really learn to, break it down to the very, very low. And not only this, I had so many different students, and at that moment, again, I was very frustrated. I'm telling you, because I started having students with ADD, HD&D, or whatever the heck it's called, dyslexia, with kind of slow, processing mind, then I have students coming from Suzuki method. That was another challenge, you know. When you're coming from Suzuki method, you are trained only ear, you don't read notes. That's another subject, right? And I got frustrated because I'm like, what the heck are gonna come? Those students that are normal students, like with some talent, and they really wanna, they wanna really, learn piano. And I was ready because I was trained, and to teach to the college level, but to get into the college level, now you gotta wait your turn until a spot is available as a teacher. And majority they do have tenure, if you know, and you don't get into the college that easily. So making money, let's break down. So in a certain point in time, I just put my mind, and I said, well, not everyone is made to be a concert pianist. Not everyone wants to be really good, and not everyone is talented, or so everyone is different. So I'm gonna put my goal to make everyone that would come to my class, to teach them how to love music, appreciate music. If they can play, that's fine. If they cannot play, that's still fine, and they have bad coordinations, and it's still fine. If they're practicing, it's fine. If they don't practice, it's still fine. But I'm always gonna be an inspiration and make them love music, and love this journey that we having together. And that's, I believe, I became like a successful teacher. Right now I'm not even doing much advertising because people, they're coming from recommendation to recommendation, And I learned another thing, that if you don't connect with the student to the literally soul level, to watch it how that person is, it's not going to work. It's not your way, my way, or the highway. You need to communicate to the student, and the student will really feel it if they want to, if you appreciate them and you love them. And that's when they're gonna start practice more and more and more without pushing it and pushing it. Because I used to push it and to be much tougher than I'm right now. Me, I'm coming from a Russian school, a communist country that we like, right? So right now I'm much lighter, and I let the student guide me in the direction that they want to go. But on the same time, I'm still following a method. I developed my original personal method, in which I explaining everyone, we need to do technique, and then we're doing whatever you want. And so on and so forth. So you need to communicate with the student, and the art of teaching, it takes years, years to really develop the skills, maturity, love, perseverance, and patience, and more patience. So right now, I say thank you for all those students that initially I was terrified. I'm telling you, I was terrified of teaching the students that they were with all kind of, as I said, dyslexia or so, left-handed, and oh my God, and poor coordination, and because I didn't know how to do it, and those students taught me how to find a way of explaining it, and how to break it down, and say the same thing in 10 different approaches. You don't get it this approach, next week I'm gonna take it from this side. If you don't get it from this side, I'm gonna get it from this side, and it will click, must click. Me, even if you don't click, I'm waiting and persevere again and again. So this is what I want to tell you. So to the end, I'm gonna end here this little chat with you. It's interesting because I wanted to share this with you, that a good high-level performer is not necessarily a good teacher. But if you are not a good performer, right, you can't teach for too far, because you cannot see that far in advance, So another secret, I stopped practicing for at least 15 years or 18 years. Well, I was practicing, but that doesn't mean I was practicing, I was just, playing a scale here with the student or playing a song or so on and so forth. But I did not practice for many years because it was no time, and I was having full class, even 30 students a week, extremely, and so I did not practice. Finally, right now, I'm starting practicing back. Actually, since the COVID situation, I'm like, okay, let's take the Journey 299 and 740 back into my regular practice. And finally, right now, I can put probably 2 to 3 hours a week practicing. That's not for high level performance, but it's still better than nothing, right? So it's a really, a thin line. What are you? So I identify myself first a teacher and then a performer right now at this age. Well, I'm happy I can still do both, but this is my journey, and this is my outlook into the teacher. So when you choose a teacher wisely, that you can communicate with her or with him, okay? So thank you so much. If you consider that this video was inspiring, or useful, absolutely do subscribe. I think you know this by now. And maybe you can check the Patreon to support me with just a coffee. Buy me a coffee. $5 a month would be very much appreciated. I do have different content on Patreon, and I will put even more content on Patreon, so right now I'm working on this beautiful nocturne that I just memorized it. No. So yeah, it's Opus 9 number 3. I cannot wait to share with you. Actually, even today I'm gonna do another video and do the analysis of this Chopin, and then I will do all the tutorials how to practice left and right hand and all the rest on Patreon. So if you are curious about it, yes, come over there and meet me there live. Alright, another announcement. I'm sorry. Yeah, right. I will start doing some kind of live streaming, maybe once or twice a month, So hopefully we will start doing that starting with August, now that we're having 1,000 subscribers. And YouTube algorithm can see me because I was unseen until now as being a small channel. So right now I'm changing a little bit the strategy, and we will try to do a little bit of live streaming. So prepare your questions because it's coming. All right. Thank you so much, and have a great day and practice.